was your favorite as your military, in your military? What was your favorite?
Memory.
What about?
What was your favorite memory at the military?
What was your favorite memory in the military?
Favorite memory? I was assigned to combat information. It was a place where the captain of the ship went, and they weren't familiar with the language he used, and we were taught to communicate for him. And like when to close out a message, certain way you do it, and the Navy wants it done, and then a certain way of things that go. When they would ask us, how should I reply to this request? This was ship to shore. But you see, the language would only go to the curvature of the earth. So, if your communication was going to send a signal, it would only go to the curvature of the earth. In other words, the curvature of the earth would take over, and I'd say the way our antenna was, about 15 miles around. And for about 15 miles, you could see where all the ships were. And each ship was guarded by one certain, as it's around, there's usually about 5 to 7 escort ships. If a ship had been hit or something, it would they would send it back and send one ship to stay around it for about 12 to 24 hours. Then if they couldn't make it anymore, the escort ship would leave it and go back to their regular assignment.
Luke, do you have any more questions? That's
Tell
it.
him thank you. Thank
Guess
you.
that's enough.
Now, but you ask a question and I got ahead of you. I was up in communications and we knew we were being attacked. And immediately I've forgotten now how the signal was put up,
Good, pretty lady.
but there was a torpedo headed our way,
Oh no.
and it went within, for about, I know at the time, it was real close to the forward part of our ship. And it went on, and we never did hear it hit another ship or explode. But that's the closest I was ever on going over that really got that close to us.
Well, I guess y'all have school
And-
tomorrow and you have to get home.
Now, let me tell you about the communications in where we sat in, we're taking
You need something else
messages.
to drink, Landry?
If a message came through and it was, your ship was hit, above, we'd call the communication officer would know it, and from where you were sitting, they would be told to leave. But anyway, above there was about this wide, a glass case on a wall, one of our walls in there. And above it was a double-bladed axe in there. Double-bladed axe. So if the ship was hit, I'll tell you how guarded they were about the codes. The communication officer, the last thing he did on the ship if it was hit was to break that glass, take the axe out, and tear that machine up. The machine that we ran nothing through, just bits and dots, or that machine would take the message and say, the enemy is so-and-so, or this is so-and-so, this is so-and-so.
It's neat. That's neat.
I know that's a whole lot of stuff.
No, that's great. Tell him thank
Storm and
you.
go through.
It was
Thank
good.
you.
And thank you for
But
your service.
That's part of it. Now, was there another thing you want to ask me? Okay.
Thank you,
For
Miss.
your service.
And there, but you know, one of the things, let me tell you of a fear I had. After I found out that we'd been to boot camp and I had sat there and taken messages, and I was sure of myself. But when we got to Norfolk and decided we were going on the first cruise over protecting our ships, I'd watch them at night because there were big ships there in the harbor. I would watch them at night, and I'd say, now, and I was full of fear, and I mean, I started, if they're going to depend on me now, just through a shakedown and what I've been through, and expect me to get everything and do everything right, and sometimes at night they had a lot of messages that go fast and sometimes slower, but I was frightened. I said, what if I get there and mess up or something, you know? And I said, what a responsibility they throwing on me. But the people were so good to me in the Navy, I couldn't complain. Wonderful people that I work with, and the man that was over me was so kind to me. But one thing, and once we got started again, my fears left me. But to see the way how sharp and so accurate everything could be, then your fear left. Then your fear left. There are many things that life could have been made a whole lot different than if I'd have gone in 2 years earlier. But I had no idea I'd ever be put through what we went through in that school on the Aggie campus. I never thought I'd learn that stuff. And one thing he did, he turned all my way I write different, because for the first 2 months, we took everything by hand, 10 hours a day, and it would be graded, and I didn't even know it was being graded, but then it was graded, and then after about 2 or 3 months, then you'd use typewriters.
Jim, they have to go to school